All right, settle down. I'm trying to talk here.
We were just chatting about Miss Blather.
Fine, sit down and shut up.
I am sitting down.
And you figure 1 out of 2 is good? You're still talking.
I wasn't talking. I was explaining.
Excuse me? It sounded like talking. Can I continue now?
Fine. What were you saying?
I don't know. You were talking.
But I wasn't standing, was I?
Madam President,
What?
don't I get recognized?
What, Myrtle?
I can personally vouch for the fact that Clark wasn't standing.
Yeah, but you are.
Oh, dang, it's contagious.
No, Myrtle, now you stand and read the minutes of the last meeting.
I was supposed to write that stuff down?
Why do you think we gave you that nice pen and paper set?
Good attendance?
What is that supposed to mean?
I'm always at the meetings.
We're all always at the meetings.
We live here, you zagnut.
All right. Myrtle, do you at least remember the last meeting?
Not really, but I'll start writing it down.
Why don't you use that nice pen and paper set?
Ooh.
Okay, let's get to the point of this meeting.
Which is?
Word has come to me that the city is going to tear down that old cave near the brook.
What?
Wait, you don't tear down a cave, you tear down a building, you fill up a cave.
No, you fill up a pool, you wall in a cave.
No, you wall in a yard, you flood a cave.
No, you flood a basement, you wall.
Hey! How they do it is not the point, okay?
They could blow it up.
Don't make me use this.
Madam President,
What?
I make a motion that we don't let them do it.
And he stood up for that.
Do we have to vote on that too?
I make a motion that we do not have to vote on this.
Sit down.
Hit him, he's standing.
I'm sitting.
Teacher's pet.
I don't know why I bothered to suit up for this. Now, Myrtle, start writing. The point is, how do we stop them from destroying that lovely old cave?
The point
Can
is...
you talk to yourself?
How do you know what I'm writing?
Read it.
The point is...
No, not now.
I can't breathe. Somebody's tried to poison me. Oh no, this is it. Somebody's finally done it. I.
Why do we want to keep that drafty old cave around anyways?
Because it's quaint. It's part of the landscape.
Where's
Yeah,
your sense of ecology?
Yeah, it's been here forever.
That cave's been here since before you were born, but I bet it was close.
You want to step outside?
Settle down and stop standing. And you, cut down on your brand.
I just asked a question.
I'm going fast.
How do we stop them from destroying that cave?
Ooh, maybe we could dig up something historical.
Or we could just dig up another cave and be done with it.
Boy, you've a snappy answer for everything, don't you?
Yes. I don't know about you, but at my age, I'm a bit queasy about open holes in the ground.
You have no romance about you.
For what? A cave? What? When you were young, you used to date bats?
The light is dimming. I can just barely hear now.
Let's try to remain orderly, shall we?
Are you getting all of this down?
How do we save that lovely old cave? What was after that?
Why don't you just get a cassette recorder?
Electricity scares me.
So, who is this Veronica Blather, and why is she coming here?
Dr. Lediker already told you.
She didn't.
She did.
No, she didn't. I'd have remembered it. I got a mind like a steel.
Whoa.
She's Dr. Lediker's aunt, and she's thinking about moving in here.
Is that the Grim Reaper standing at the
Shut
end
up!
of the sofa?
Oh, leave her alone. You know Lydia always dies on
This
Tuesdays.
is Wednesday.
My watch must be slow.
It's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday, isn't it?
Dang, where's a serial killer when you need one?
Hello, everyone. I'd like you all to meet someone. Hello, I'm Veronica Blather. I do hope I'm not disturbing anything. I've been so looking forward to meeting all of you.
10 to 5, you'll be real sorry about that.
Hi, I'm so glad to meet you. I love meeting new people. It gives me a fresh perspective on life. I'm George Beale.
You're Clark Quinton.
Oh, yeah.
You'll have to forgive him. He's a compulsive liar.
I'm not.
See?
Sorry.
No, you're not. I'm Matilda Thibodeau, and this is Viola Underwood.
A pleasure.
And that's Myrtle Ipswich.
Do I write this down as well?
She used to be our secretary.
I'm Seraphina Litton.
Seraphina. What an interesting name.
Yeah, I was named after my aunt and a gasoline.
I didn't know you had an Aunt Fina.
The pleasure is all mine.
I'm dying! Please, somebody help me! I can't last much longer.
I hope you don't think us rude, except for Seraphina, of course. But we always have our weekly meetings on Tuesdays.
Told you it was Tuesday.
I already agreed with you.
Say you're sorry.
You're sorry.
That's not funny.
Any minutes now.
Oh, and this is Lydia Thorndike. Lydia?
Hello. It's a pleasure to meet you. I hope you had a pleasant trip.
Yes, I did.
Traveling this time of year is so beautiful. The scenery and everything. Did you come by car?
Train.
Oh, that's even nicer. I mean, it can be.
Well, we'll just go get settled in. You guys carry on.
Yes, please don't let me interrupt.
Oh, I was finished anyway.
Of course. Joyce, can we talk?
Yeah, your room is right up here.
I'll see you all later then.
That'll be a thrill.
Boy, she seems like a wretched old soul.
You like her, huh?
No.
Why didn't somebody tell me she was coming here today?
Seraphina was supposed to tell you.
Tell her what?
Can we get on with the meeting?
She must think I'm an idiot.
Oh no, she probably thought. I mean, when she saw you writhing there, it could have been. The thing is, she must think Lydia's an idiot.
I wonder what's wrong with her.
What makes you say that?
Well, she's moving in here.
I wonder why she's moving in here. I mean, I'm sure she'll let us know.
She seems familiar, though.
How so?
I don't know. Her face is very familiar.
You've seen her around here?
I don't think so.
You don't go anywhere but here. How could you have seen her?
I don't know.
First time she sets foot in this place, and here I am, dying.
Maybe it was one of your books on knitting.
That sounds about right. On a book jacket.
Is the meeting over?
You know, now that you mention it, the name does sound familiar to me. Veronica Blather.
Isn't that a shaving cream?
Well, I like her.
Yeah. She thinks you're an idiot.
No thanks to you.
No, you did it all by yourself.
Why would she want to become a member of the Crazy Quilt Club?
Don't call us that!
Oh, it's okay. It all depends on where you put the accent. We're the Crazy Quilt Club, not the Crazy Quilt Club.
I'm not talking about that. You know what I mean.
You're not going to die again, are you? One ceremony a week is plenty.
Book jacket. Book jacket. I'll just go look.
You know good and well I'm talking about the, you know.
You're not gonna start talking about that dumb curse again, are you?
Don't go flying in the face of the unknown, Matilda Thibodeau.
Oh.
It ain't the unknown faces around here that bother me. It's the known faces around here that give me the heebie-jeebies. Is the meeting over?
I hope she fits in.
How do you mean?
You know, gets along with the rest of us.
If she doesn't get along with the rest of us, then she fits in.
You know, one of these days I really am going to die.
Yep, we're all really looking forward to that.
And don't start talking about that stupid curse.
Look, when Blanche Kendall started this place, the rumor came with the territory.
But what is the curse anyways?
Well, for one thing, nobody's seen or heard from Blanche Kendall. Even her picture's gone. I think it used to be there years ago.
Why don't we close the meeting?
Ooh, there's an idea.
I'll go get the refreshments.
You know, they say that Blanche was the greatest knitter of them all.
But how good was she really?
Well, she knit this doily.
Ooh.
I bet you 6 to 5 she's hiding out.
Who?
What's her name?
Blanche Kendall?
You know, I can tell you what the curse is, having to live here.
Where else are you going to go?
I don't know. Maybe I could, go live with some friends.
Ooh, I bet she's got lots of friends.
Oh, great. The liar's on my side.
No, he said you have lots of friends.
What a terrible thing to say to a person.
Here's the refreshments.
All right, don't push. Let's try to remain orderly.
You know, I think we should go on a field trip.
Ooh, where would you like to go?
I don't know. I can't believe a word I say.
We could go look at that old stupid cave.
Ooh, good idea. Tomorrow, we'll go on a field trip to visit the cave. Everybody?
Whew, this is rank.
Thank you.
I've got it. I was right. She is an author.
Knitting or embroidery?
Neither. She writes murder mysteries.
Murder mysteries.
Good. She can figure out who's trying to murder me.
Line forms to the right.
What do you know? An author. Oh, by the way, we decided we're going to go down to the visit the cave tomorrow.
If my sinuses don't act up when we get there.
Oh, not again. I hate it when you walk around here with your fingers under your nose.
Well, I can't help it. I have to put my fingers here to keep myself from sneezing. Why? Does it bother you?
Yes. It looks like some sign for a skunk crossing.
It's odd, though.
Tell me about it.
Not her fingers. Well, it is a bit odd.
What? What?
What?
What were you saying about something being odd?
Oh, well, just this. Why would a celebrated author want to move in with us?
I'm sure she'll tell us later.
Maybe she's on a story.
That's right. All her stories are true.
You mean she doesn't make them up?
Not according to the jacket.
Whose jacket?
The book jacket. Pay attention.
And she's moving in here with us. Isn't that kind of like washing your car?
Oh, even I've got to hear this one. How is Veronica Blather moving in with us like washing your car?
Well, you always wash your car, and then it rains anyways. So if someone who's always around murders moves in here with us,
It attracts murders?
it's something to think about.
Well, we're all stowed away. Is the meeting over?
Just. We do have one question about your aunt, though.
Of course.
Do you think somebody's trying to snuff us out?
Way to go, Viola. You're about as subtle as a banjo at a funeral.
No, she just.
I see that my reputation has caught up with me. I guess I better come clean, as they say on television. I'm not really moving in permanently, just for a few days.
Sort of a holiday for her. We've been dying to get together.
Don't say dying.
Sorry. Didn't mean to step over union lines there.
It's just that I came to visit Joyce, and she simply wouldn't have me staying at some roadside hotel.
Besides, I thought she could meet some real characters here.
You can say that again.
Well, we do have somewhat of a mystery you can solve right here.
Oh?
Blanche Kendall. We don't know what happened to her. Maybe you can find out.
The curse, that's what's happened to her.
You mean the woman who founded this institution?
It is something of a mystery, Aunt Veronica. She opened this place a little over 6 years ago, and no one has seen or heard from her since.
Yeah, and if you're working on that, then maybe the rest of us will be safe. Maybe none of us will get axed and carried off.
Viola!
Well, it makes sense, doesn't it?
It does? How do you figure?
According to Clark's theory of washing your car.
I don't even know why I asked. Clark, would you like to explain?
I know I have this record of, well, stumbling into murders, but I promise you, I've had whole weekends where nobody's died. Really.
You don't know about the curse.
Will you stop talking about that stupid curse? There's nothing to it.
I wouldn't say that.
What?
Joyce, what is it?
It's Clark. He's dead.
What?
No, he's just a sound sleeper.
Oh, no. It's happening.
Can you do anything?
No, it looks like a heart attack, only he didn't move. He didn't make a sound. Maybe it's... No. It can't be that.
What?
Poison?
No!
It could be.
My goodness! He was drinking out of my cup!
As far as I know.
Was he poisoned?
Can't tell until we perform an autopsy. However, did anyone here have say, off the top of my head, motive to kill him?
No. In fact, he was the best liked of the group.
I see. Always said positive things about people. Something like that?
Well, no, not exactly.
He always said he couldn't stand us.
Ha! Hated the group.
No, he loved us.
But she just said...
And you know, he always said he hated me most of all.
So you had the best reason for disliking him.
That's why I loved him.
Do what?
You see, Lieutenant, Clark was a compulsive liar. Everything he said was just the exact opposite of what he actually meant.
Oh, I hope he didn't leave her well.
Well, if he was poisoned, could it have been the punch? I mean, we all drank some of that.
Well, it's being tested in the lab right now. I hardly think so, though. From what you've all told me, it wasn't 2 minutes after you drank the punch that he died.
But if it was the punch?
I beg your pardon.
I was just thinking out loud, it being a part of my nature. I had a teacher once, Miss Dinstitch, tall woman with buck teeth you would not believe. I had her in the 6th grade. I remember because that year, the junior high prom was held near the slaughterhouse, and when the wind blew...
Any of this?
Oh, yes, of course. Miss Dinstitch was an ardent disciple of the Socratic system of education. My, I can still see her standing at the front of the class, wearing that same brown polka dot dress, rimless glasses, and teeth like a...
Please get past when you graduated. I have an investigation. But yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Anyways, Miss Dinstitch taught us to always ask questions, and I was just suggesting that if it was the punch, we can safely assume 2 things. First, it must have been just that cup that was poisoned, and since it worked extremely fast, it must have been a very potent poison that was used by someone who really knew what they were doing.
You know, I wish you were my aunt.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Not really. My aunt's in Spain right now.
Oh, I hope you'll forgive this old woman's questions. I was cursed with an eye for detail. Little things, you know? Trivial in nature, singularly minute, but when you add them all together, well, you get my meaning.
Some of the details.
Well, take you for example. You've been a lieutenant on the local police force for the past 4 years, a bachelor who was born and raised around here. You've been trying to give up cigarettes, which you've smoked for years, and have even taken up smoking a pipe to wean yourself away from this habit.
How'd you know about the cigarettes?
Your fingers, I'm afraid. That yellow tint is still quite evident, and that brown smudge on your thumb could only be from your tamping down tobacco in a pipe. My uncle used to smoke a pipe. Aunt Floridia was forever after him for burning holes in their furniture. I swear it looked like they were refugees on some island with a volcano. He was a big, absent-minded man with a limp. When he got to thinking, he would walk in circles for hours.
And the rest of it? How'd you know about how long I'd been a lieutenant, where I'm from?
Oh, that. I called the police station and asked.
Can I please get on with this?
Oh, yes, of course, but I did not interrupt without a reason. I wanted to ask Lydia something about the cup.
Yes?
Well, Joyce told me that each of you had your own cup, and that's how you knew he was drinking out of the wrong cup.
That's correct.
I know you're still a bit frazzled, but try to think clearly. Did you notice that he had the wrong cup while he was drinking it, or after he had dozed off?
Well, yes, that's right. I looked at it after Dr. Lydecker discovered he had passed on.
What difference does any of that make? And try to keep another half an hour.
Well, my eye for detail again. I had noticed that after Clark had seemingly fallen asleep, Lydia took the cup out of his hand and placed it next to hers on the table. Afterwards, she announced that Clark had the wrong cup.
So you don't think someone was trying to murder Lydia then?
Oh, it could have been that the wrong person drank the punch.
But why? What? I don't understand. Why would Clark drink the poison? How do we know it was poisoned? I mean...
We're jumping to an awful lot of conclusions here. If he drank the wrong cup, and if he was poisoned, and if the punch was poison at all. We have to deal with facts here, Miss Blather.
Okay, Sarge, who did it?
I'm a lieutenant.
Okay, Loot, who did it?
Well, we can't confirm that anyone did it. Yeah.
You know, I could be confused.
What are the odds?
What's that book that you have there?
I found it in Clark's room. I guess he was reading it. It's a fairy tale, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
I I doubt that's gonna help much. Very few murders are done by elves.
Not elves, dwarfs. There's a difference.
Where's Viola?
I don't know.
That's the one who brought in the killer punch, right? Assuming it was she that brought it in, and assuming it was poisoned.
And assuming it was punch.
That's right, she did, but I don't think she would have.
Would have what?
Never mind, I guess I'm not thinking clearly here.
Can we all stop not thinking clearly? Here, just leave that to me. And you, Miss Blather, if you have any further notions, please bring them to me in private.
Now see here, Lieutenant. I'm sure Aunt Veronica only meant to comfort Lydia, reassuring her that she wasn't a target for some sinister plot.
Fine. We thank you for your support.
That's what you did mean, right, Auntie?
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, here you are, Viola. The lieutenant has a couple questions for you.
Right. I have a few questions I'd like to ask you. Ah, what are the questions? Right, yeah. I have some questions for you.
Oh, of course.
Oh, great. She's starting.
Yes, that's right. Oh dear.
Here we go with the fingers.
You can make the punch.
No, I didn't.
I bet I know where she's been.
I better get my
Allergy pills.
yes. Oh, excuse me.
I'll just come with you and ask the questions along the way if you don't want.
Of course.
Don't stand too close to her. I have seen her knock down sheep with that thing.
Now, you say you didn't make the punch.
Sorry.
Okay, see what you mean.
Joyce, what can you tell me about Blanche Kendall, the benefactor of this establishment?
Well, only that if she opened this place as some sort of a club, it wouldn't be as distasteful as a retirement home. Plus, all of these people were handpicked.
Well, it was obvious she didn't know us.
I could take you best 2 out of 3, you know.
And we didn't know each other either.
I see. Joyce, can we talk in your office?
Of course. We'll be in here if anybody needs anything.
Viola's gone down the cave.
Why?
I don't know, but she always starts sneezing when she gets anywhere near that place.
It's those stupid cattails that set her off.
But right after a murder? Why would she leave after Clark died? Why would she leave and go down there?
She probably killed Clark, that's why.
That reminds me, I need to make a trip into town.
Now?
Well, I had told that newspaper editor about the cave. He was all set to do an interview out here. I better head him off.
Hey, tell him there's been a murder around here. No story there at all.
Good point. Oh well, I'll make something up.
What about what I said?
Who listens?
Why wouldn't Viola leave right after a murder?
And why would she want to murder Clark?
She didn't. She was aiming for Lydia. That's what I do.
What a terrible thing to say!
Well, you have been saying that you thought someone's been trying to murder you.
Yeah, but nobody ever believed me. You mean I was right?
It's the age of miracles.
But why would Lydia want to murder? Why would Viola want to murder Lydia?
Why are you asking me?
She always liked my red print
Oh,
dress.
let's give her the chair.
Lydia, now think, dear. Did Clark have your cup or not?
No. Yes. I really can't remember now. Everything happened so fast.
Maybe that's the whole point.
Huh?
Maybe whoever did it made sure it would happen fast. That they really did use a fast-acting poison.
But who would know about such things?
2 people I can think of, and they're both in Dr. Lydeker's office right now.
Them? I can't believe you. You question everything everybody says.
I do not. What makes you say that?
Why do you suspect them?
Suppose, just suppose, Blanche Kendall is dead. What happens?
You know what happens. This property reverts to us. It's part of her bequest, isn't it?
And what if something happens to us?
Well, then I guess it would go to Oh, I don't believe it.
And think about that baddie aunt of hers, Veronica Blather. Don't you think it a bit against the odds that she's always around when someone gets murdered? Once or twice, maybe. But how many books does she have? She goes shopping and the butcher ends up with a cleaver in his back. She orders cheese and the milkman gets run over by his own truck. She buys lettuce and the farmer dies of cob poisoning. And you want to ask me what we're supposed to do?
Make sure he doesn't fix dinner?
Keep our backs to the wall and our eyes peeled. I'm going to do everything I can to keep myself safe, and I suggest you do the same.
What do you think she means by that? Keep herself safe? Protect herself?
Knowing Serafina, she's probably going to buy a tank.
But what if she's wrong? What if the killer was only after Clark or me?
Well, I've read a lot of mysteries myself, and the thing to do now is figure on the worst. Serafina is just figuring on the worst case scenario.
Serafina is a worst case scenario. What are you going to do?
A little investigating of my own. I want to know why Viola was so interested in that thing. I'm going down in the cave.
I don't think that might be such a good idea. The lieutenant might be back.
Well, you tell him where I am.
I don't like the sound of this. You don't? No, I don't. People running all over. Maybe that's a good thing. What? People running all over? How do you figure? Well, it was just a thought. Fine. Next time, let me do the thinking.
I can't believe this. 6 women in... Hey, where is everyone?
Oh, Dr. Lydeker's in her office with Miss Blather, right through there.
All right, well, maybe you can help me. Miss Underwood, between sneezes, told me that the ladies here have no living resident or relatives.
None that we know of. I think that's why we were chosen to move in here.
Do you know who made the punch?
Let me see. I think, yes, it was Matilda.
All right. Do you know if the deceased had a will?
I'm sure I don't know. Why are you asking me?
Oh, sometimes it's just good to find out what's common knowledge among the scene of a crime.
Oh, here you are, Lieutenant. There's something you ought to see.
Oh, Lydia, where are the others?
They're a bit scattered.
Well,
I know. I've talked to them.
well, maybe we ought to get them back in here. Why don't you go round them up?
Round up the usual suspects, eh? That was a line in Casablanca.
Is it just me, or is everybody crazy around here?
Yes.
Well, now that Lydia's gone, I want you to see this. I found this in the cave a couple of days ago, and I thought you might need to see it. I think it's gold.
Do what? There's no gold around here.
You're sure?
Well, there used to be a lot of mining around these parts. This sure looks like gold, but I think it's just fool's gold.
Well, I could be entirely wrong, but it doesn't look like chalcopyrite to me.
Do what?
Fool's gold.
Oh, I did not understand what you were saying for a second there. Do you think the deceased knew about this?
Could be.
And I heard that there was some movement to destroy that very cave.
So?
Well, think about it, Lieutenant. As a scene of the crime, nothing in that area can be touched or altered in any way.
But I don't see how that's going to help anything. I mean, if it's going to be demolished anyway... Oh, someone else could have found that.
Hello? No, this is Dr. Lydeker. Can you speak up? I can barely hear you. Hello?
Who was that, dear?
I don't know, but whoever they were whispering.
Whispering?
Well, what'd they say?
Well, just that they would be here just for her.
Maybe you better tell us exactly what they said.
Well, they said that Reed Mace will be there just for her.
Reed Mace? Who's that?
I don't know. Nobody I've met around here.
That name sounds oddly familiar. Reed Mace. Seems out of place, however. I think a storm might be brewing.
Be there just for her. What does that mean?
It means he's coming here for her. Or to get her, whoever he is.
And why were they whispering?
Oh, could have had a cold. Or they could have been trying to disguise their voice. It would be somebody that you would know, right? It could be the killer who's coming here to get somebody else. Well, the men are in place. If anyone tries to get into here tonight, they're going to have a lot of questions to get through first. And I don't think it would hurt to tell you, but Mr. Quinton was indeed poisoned.
I thought so.
So this person called to say he was coming?
That's right. I talked to him myself. If it was a he.
Uh-huh. Those were my exact thoughts. What do you think it means? You think it was a woman?
No, she just doesn't think it was a man. Did you get your badge through the mail?
Hey, you think I'm an idiot, don't you?
Only if you've been studying.
We don't think that anyone is an idiot, but there are certain things that are more obvious to me than others.
Well, if they're obvious, I'll catch them. Wait a minute. No, I don't mean it like that.
Where's Serafina?
Oh, up in her room unpacking some kind of boxes. I think Viola's up there too.
Do you think it's smart to leave them alone up there together?
Oh, I think they'll be all right.
But what if one of them is the murderer?
I doubt one would kill the other and draw suspicion upon themselves.
In fact, if I were the murderer, that is exactly what I would do.
Huh?
Do what?
I mean, if one of them suddenly died, would you believe that the other was the killer?
Well, I guess not.
And why not?
Because of what the doctor said. That would immediately implicate the other one at the scene of the crime.
Exactly. The trick is to think of what a killer would not do, because that is exactly what he is thinking and precisely what he would do.
Was that too fast for you, Sherlock?
Oh, but what is so blasted obvious to you?
One thing, really. If this Mace character, whether it be a man or a woman, was the killer, why would he call ahead and put everyone on their guard? Wouldn't that, in effect, make it more difficult for him if he were the murderer?
But we don't even know what the telephone message means.
No, we just have to figure out what it doesn't mean, and that's what it does.
Now you've got it.
Huh?
Did I miss anything?
My goodness, it's the Terminator.
Serafina, what's all this?
Advertising. This is my way of saying I shoot first and ask questions later.
Where do you learn that?
My old piano teacher.
Your old piano teacher dressed like that?
We lived in a rough neighborhood.
Those were her exact words. Shoot first and ask questions later?
Yep. I was gonna ask her why, but I had to shoot her first.
Do what?
It's a joke, isn't it?
Where's Viola?
Here comes a human typhoon now. And get this, she said she hasn't left the house all afternoon.
But we know she must have. You went down to the cave. Did you find anything?
Just that there were a lot of footprints.
Were they different footprints or all the same?
I couldn't tell.
Viola, have you been down to the cave at all today?
No, I don't understand it.
What is it about the cave that sets you off like this?
Well,
I feel like her sinuses, they always seem to act up whenever she's around cattails.
Can we just drop this stupid nature hike for 1 second here? I'll tell you what's so obvious to me that apparently even the great Veronica Blather has overlooked.
And what's that, Lieutenant?
Just this. That phone call could have been a decoy. You said whoever it was didn't want them to recognize the voice, right?
No, you said that.
Oh, yeah, I did. Well, I say, at the time of the phone call, which I think is bogus, several ladies had conveniently left the house. Any one of them could have called from a neighboring house or even used a payphone on the corner.
Well, it also could have been an accomplice.
Oh, I don't think so. Do you?
Well, two things should be kept in mind, in my opinion.
Oh, forget I asked.
Viola said she never left the house. And there's this.
Snow White? Fairy tales back to the elves again?
Maybe there's something in it. Something that we've overlooked.
Oh, not again.
Okay, everyone. I still think we should proceed on our first premise. I still think I agree with Miss Thorndyke.
Thank you. What?
You said you always thought someone was trying to murder you, and that could have been your cup that Clock was drinking out of. I say we keep our eye on you, see who tries to get near you.
Hey, I'm for that.
As for the rest of you, I want everyone to stay here in this room.
And what are you going to do?
I'm going to search the rest of the house. If that killer had time to make a phone call, then he could have easily hid himself inside this house if it wasn't one of them.
I think that's an excellent idea.
Really? Oh, of course it is. I'm going to start upstairs.
But what about the storm?
What about it?
The lights.
They are a bit fragile. I guess it's because of the old wiring.
What do you know about the wiring? I thought you said you were afraid of electricity.
Oh, so now you suspect me, is that it?
No, I've always suspected you. I just didn't know of what.
Ladies, let's not let our imaginations get the best of us.
We've had one murder, a phone call from the murderer, and the lights are going on and off. You don't have to be Walt Disney to imagine we might have a few problems around here.
Will you quit waving that rifle around?
I'll quit. I ain't aiming it at anyone.
You're aiming it at everybody.
I'll quit waving this rifle around if you quit waving that nose around.
Lieutenant, I think I'm going to get some candles and flashlights in case the lights do go out again.
Fine. Where are they?
In the kitchen.
All right. Take someone with you. 2 people.
Okay. Aunt Veronica?
I'll stay in here, dear.
Good idea. Matilda and Myrtle.
Let's hurry.
I'll just be up the stairs.
We'll be right back.
You go first.
Oh.
Well, I, for one, don't want that flat foot going through my thing so that anyone watching him.
But the lieutenant said that we should all stay together.
Yeah, and who's watching him? Don't worry about me.
She's a bit hard-headed, isn't she?
Veronica, do you think that someone is really after Lydia?
I'd like to hear the answer to that one myself.
I think that it'd be a bad idea to speculate right now. After all, I could be talking to the murderer.
One of us?
Or we could be talking to the murderer.
Very true. I guess the thing to remember is that we gotta make sure that we're careful. Oh dear.
Oh no.
Get away from me!
Ladies, if we remain calm, I'm sure that everything will be all right. Lydia? Viola? Oh, where did you go? I'm sure they went in here.
Good. Now I know I'll be safe for a little while. I don't know why. Oh!
What was that? Aunt Veronica?
Joyce, what is it?
I heard a scream.
So did I. Do you have a flashlight?
No, but I have candles. Let me put the box down.
Oh my goodness.
What happened? Is she...
I heard a scream.
I got it!
Oh, don't get that thing away from me.
It's Viola.
Oh no!
Where did you go?
As soon as the lights went out, so did I. I figured I'd be safer outside with all the policemen out there.
I ran into Dr. Lydiker's office. I knew no one was in there. No, not again.
Just everybody stay quiet. Is she?
Yes. Her heart couldn't take it.
Oh no, that's it.
What?
Reed Mace did the job after all.
He got in?
No, he didn't.
Then it is a woman.
No, you don't understand. That's where I've heard that name before. Reed Mace. It's not a man's name. It's another name for this. Reed Mace is the British name for cattail.
So they must have been in the house all along.
Her allergies reacted and she said she didn't go anywhere. I didn't catch it. I'm so stupid. Why didn't I remember this earlier?
Maybe you did.
What a terrible way to die.
Can't you think of a good way?
I know, but to sneeze yourself to death?
Oh, wait. The book.
What about it?
Well, remember the story?
Not really.
Well, there's the 7 dwarves, and Clark fell asleep and died, and Viola sneezed until her heart gave out.
So?
Viola would fit Sneezy, and Sleepy would be Clark.
Oh my goodness.
That's ridiculous.
If I were you, I wouldn't be grumpy.
Well, what do you think of this, Doc?
Well, Lieutenant, I can only guess at the sequence of events after the lights went out.
Oh, I thought you knew everything.
There were three of us, the lights blew, and the next thing I know, I hear Joyce's door open and close. I assumed, quite naturally, I suppose, that they had rushed in there. I went in after them. Viola must have remained in here and simply chose not to respond when I called her name.
Why would she do that?
Oh, I think that's just instinct, dear. When one is in the dark, one tends to remain still and listen very quietly. And when her life is in danger, even the slightest noise might draw attention to her. I had a tutor once with one leg.
I'll tell you what I think. Whoever the killer is has to know something about drugs, chemicals, reactions, things like that.
I concur.
Huh?
I agree.
Oh,
Or
don't do that. Don't. Okay. Or what?
the killer simply knows a great deal about each of the people who reside here.
Look, I know I've only been here for a few hours, but I really don't think any of these ladies are capable of murder. I mean, they just seem like a bunch of normal old ladies.
I noticed how you didn't say sweet old ladies.
I will admit the gang of them does make a barrel of monkeys seem like Congress. But then again, what doesn't?
What?
Look, all I'm saying here is, who would you suspect?
I don't know. None of them, of course. I mean, they're just regular old people.
Regular compared to who? The Addams family?
Who do you suspect, Lieutenant?
Well, right now only one person fits both of my descriptions. Someone who knows a lot about drugs, and someone who knows a lot about the ladies living here.
You mean...
Me?
You'd be my prime suspect.
That's impossible!
Of course it is, dear.
You have been acting pretty suspicious lately, Missy, and believe you me, nothing much escapes my attention.
Do it. You can't seriously
He
think.
doesn't.
Do what?
I had an aunt who said that hyenas laugh, but nobody ever told them a joke.
Your family spent a lot of time around animals.
It means that you act one way but think another. You don't think that she's the killer, that's all. You said she would be your prime suspect. Your words indicate that she is not.
Yeah, well...
And as far as acting suspicious, I had a friend once by the name of Officer Mulroy, stout fellow who favored cheese danishes. His wife was forever putting mousetraps in the bread box.
The point. Get to the point.
Oh, yes. Officer Mulroy said that as soon as a crime has been committed, the suspects can't help but act suspicious. Anyone who was nervous seemed like they were showing guilt, and anyone who was calm seemed like they were calculating, and any sneaking around the scene of the crime would be a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is there's no way not to act suspicious?
Well, Sergeant Mulroy said that. And some people do tend to act more suspicious than others, like, say, if they're creeping around the scene of the crime carrying a weapon.
Yeah, but if we were on our toes, we'd see that.
I suppose. I believe that if we could see into the human heart, Lieutenant, we'd find ourselves a lot closer to the truth.
Of course. The motive.
Right. Let's talk motive. The scuttlebutt around here is that the ladies inherited this place. Is that true?
Yes, but only if Blanche Kendall is...
You're gonna say dead.
I hadn't thought of that.
You know what I think?
Let me guess. You have some dead relative who has a cliche to back it up.
I was just going to say that I think we can infer a couple of things about the absent Miss Kendall.
Yeah, the killer's already done away with her.
That's quite possible. Joyce, you never knew Blanche Kendall, did you?
No, you know I've only worked here a little over a year. But I did hear that there used to be a portrait of her hanging over here.
What happened?
I don't know. Matilda told me it disappeared about 4 years ago. Wouldn't be much help, though. It was a portrait of her when she was much younger.
What was Blanche Kendall like?
How do you mean?
Well, just a hunch. Was she good with mathematics and statistics?
Why, yes. She opened a large accounting firm. Why?
Look who I caught, planning to carve somebody up like a pumpkin.
I was only carrying this for protection. Not everyone can afford a bazooka, you know.
Seraphine, will you put this gun down?
Great. What? Will I get that back at the end of class?
Lieutenant McCoy will take care of this.
Yes, because we're so impressed by the way he's been handling everything.
Hey, didn't I tell you all to stay down here and stay together?
Here, Dr. Lydecker. You can have this, too.
Oh, you wimp. I bet you were the kid in school that would tell the teacher after the bell rang that they had forgotten to assign homework.
Now, there's no sense in accusing everybody.
Hey, it works for me.
Hey, where are the other two? Weren't they with you?
Same thing happened to them that happened to Aunt Veronica and I. When the lights went out, so did they.
Oh, this is ridiculous. Okay, everybody, I want you to stay here. That's Stayher. Yeah, stay here. Look it up. I'm gonna go find the others.
You heard the man.
Ladies, maybe you can help me with something. Do either of you know about the gold?
No, we don't know. Did you say gold?
Stop drooling. What gold?
Well, it appears you should show them, Joyce.
Okay, whatever you say.
It appears that a mineral has been found at that old cave, and I think that it's gold.
Really?
You're kidding.
And I believe that there was some movement underfoot to destroy that very cave.
Wow, you really found gold? That's incredible.
I guess it's a good thing they're not going to destroy it yet.
Oh, yeah, seriously. I mean,
Oh,
I
there you
can
are,
imagine.
Joyce.
You found gold?
Yeah, see for yourself.
Hold it!
What?
Don't move.
What?
It may be nothing. Joyce, have you opened this bag since you last showed it to me?
No, why?
Can I have it, please? Thank you. Well, when you showed it to me, I noticed that when you closed the bag, you turned the twist ties clockwise. That means to open the bag, you would have to turn them counterclockwise. Just then, when Lydia opened the bag, she turned the twist ties clockwise, meaning that somebody has been in this bag since you last showed it to me.
But why?
Let's see. That's what I was afraid of.
Oh my goodness!
It's a Black Widow spider.
Correction, it's a dead Black Widow spider.
It's a good thing you have such a good eye, Aunt Veronica.
Exactly.
Aunt Veronica found a Black Widow spider in the pouch.
Do what?
It's okay, officer, it's dead.
Why is it someone screams every time I leave the room?
Yeah, you'd think they scream when you come into the room.
Why is it that something is always dead when you come back?
Ladies, if you don't mind, give me the pouch. Ugh.
I'm curious about the curse.
Lydia seems to have our authority on that.
Just what Matilda's told me. Where is Matilda anyway?
Yeah, and Myrtle.
Somebody call me?
What are you doing with a hammer?
What are you doing with the rifle?
Well, if we find a corpse that's been hammered and shot, I'd suspect us.
Use that hammer for anything? Kill any good spiders lately?
What?
Wait, where's the other one?
Myrtle, have you seen her?
What? No.
I don't like this.
Oh, and we're tickled about it?
I just would feel better if you found her, that's all.
Hey, I'll decide what I need to do. I'm gonna go find Myrtle.
I hope she's all right.
All right, everyone, let's not lose our heads.
Yes, Matilda, what can you tell me about the curse?
Oh, there's not much to it, really. It's more of a poem or a riddle, if you'd like.
Tell it to me if you would.
Let's see if I can remember it.
When the sky turns dark.
That's right. When the sky turns dark and the earth turns bright, they that question go into night. Turned angels or gone to flame, they find death as by their name.
We figure that means tombstones. See, death has their names.
Go on.
They find death as by their name.
Beware the Jabberwocky, my son. The jaws that bite, the claws that catch.
Seraphina!
They find death as by their name. Though you hide and though you flee, it will dun you. Wait and see. As if a fairy tale come true, the messenger of death will come for you.
If you don't want me to come down the stairs, just say so. Is anybody else dead?
No.
Hey, I'm getting better.
There you are. There you are. You got us worried sick.
So you thought you'd bean me with a hammer?
That was a reflex.
Why don't you just stay in here like Lieutenant McCoy said?
Oh no, you're not getting me with that one again. This time, we're all staying here. I'm gonna stick to you like glue, so nothing else can happen.
Oh no!
All right, everybody, stay still.
Again.
Keep away!
Joyce!
Where are you?
Joyce!
Get off me!
Where is everybody?
What are we doing with this?
Oh, the rifle!
Someone shot it?
Did you have to fire that thing? Somebody could have gotten... Oh no.
Who's missing?
It's Myrtle. She's been shot.
I didn't do it, I swear.
Well, now I got something to go on.
I didn't do it, I swear.
Oh, and who else has a rifle in this room? Can I get a show of hands?
If you know what's good for you, stay away from me.
She can't get very far. Everyone?
Why don't we all just stay here?
Oh, gee, I wish I'd said that.
Joyce, do you know of any other weapons in the house?
No, what should we do?
Well, we definitely need to have a plan.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't mean to alarm anybody,
Too late for that.
but if I'm correct, if I'm reading the clues right, then there's someone here that we don't know about.
Maybe if we got a fire started, take some of the chill out of the place.
It'd take more than a few logs to do that. It'd take a log cabin to do that.
Now, nothing can happen to you with me here.
I wouldn't be so sure.
Well, Miss Ipswich ought to be all right in there until we catch the other one.
You really think that Serafina is our killer?
Well, what do you think?
Well, it may just be a hunch, but I think the murders have a great deal to do with her.
That's what I said. I think, why does she talk like that? Anyways, we'll know for sure as soon as my boys catch her.
I think that we ought to get those candles lit. We don't know how long the lights are gonna last.
Good idea.
I'm trying to get a fire started.
Lydia, how long have you been a resident here?
What? Oh, I can't think right now.
Please, it'll get your mind off of things.
3 years, I think.
What about you, Matilda?
I came here just after Lydia.
Joyce, how long have the others been residents here?
What has that got to do with
Just for
anything?
conversation.
Well, Clark and Viola had been here since the beginning, and Serafina came here about 4 years ago, and Myrtle, let's see, around 6 years ago.
There. That's what I needed to know.
Oh, I'm so glad you're happy.
Be careful, Lieutenant.
I'm always careful. Where's my gun?
What?
It's nothing. It's nothing.
We're dropping like flies, and Joe Friday has lost his gun. See if I buy any more tickets to the policeman's ball.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by anything anymore.
You know, Aunt Veronica, I've been thinking about the curse.
Yes, Matilda, what can you tell us about that riddle?
Well, it's been around here for years. I guess I first heard it while some kids were jumping rope.
Why would they be saying something so hideous?
Oh, sometimes things get picked up by children. I believe that Ring Around the Rosie is really about the Black Plague.
You're just saying that to cheer us up. Black Plague.
But the riddle, it says, when the sky grows dark and the earth grows bright. Couldn't that be referring to the gold?
Earth grows bright. Bright with gold? You know you may be onto something.
And we already know that the skies have grown dark.
And there's that part about the fairy tale.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. Could that be the curse coming true?
It seems to follow a chain of events, except,
Except what?
well, the first two victims fit the fairy tale, Sleepy and Sneezy, but what about Myrtle?
I can answer that.
Yes?
Well, out of all of us, Myrtle always liked this place, liked being here.
So you're saying she was...
Happy.
Matilda!
Well, she was.
And what about you?
What about me?
Why did you move in here?
Well, I don't know.
Well, Joyce told me that you were different. She said that you had the choice to move in with your brother and his family if you chose.
Sure, he offered, but I knew it was just out of sense of guilt, just to keep the family together.
And all you had to do was speak up, agree with him, and say you would move in.
Well, I couldn't. I just don't know.
You were bashful!
No, I was guilty. That's it, guilty. There's not a dwarf named Guilty, is there?
Well, if you're bashful and I'm Doc, that only leaves Dopey.
Oh, I don't like this at all!
Ooh, good good thing we had those candles. I don't mind telling you guys this, but this place gives me the creeps sometimes.
Oh, there's a good idea. Cheers us right up.
Let's not let it get to us. If I'm right, then no one else is going to die.
Okay, folks, you don't have to worry about Serafina anymore.
You caught her?
Sort of. She's dead.
No, nobody else is going to die. No.
You're sure?
She's dead, all right.
Did you have to shoot her?
No, in fact, she was hung.
What? No, that can't be.
It has to be. Her hands weren't tied. She must have been the killer. She must have saw my boys closing in on her and saw no other way out. It's all simple, cut and dried.
But why? Officer, I don't think it was really suicide.
Well, we're going to have to proceed on that premise. Dr. Lydecker, I want you to come down to the office with us for an autopsy.
Of course. Matilda, why don't you come with us?
Why?
Well, you were Serafina's best friend, and I think this might help you.
I'll stay here if you don't mind.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Okay. We'll be right back.
Be careful, dear.
Lydia, why are you so nervous? It's over.
You think so? I don't.
I'm sure that Lieutenant McCoy left a few officers outside, so we'll be safe.
I wouldn't be sure of anything that man did.
It's not over. I tell you, it's not over.
Calm yourself, Lydia. We're all here. Nothing will happen with the three of us together.
But you were saying something about an accomplice, about someone here being here that we didn't know about?
I was merely speculating that someone here might not be exactly who we think she is.
How do you mean?
Well, think about it. What if someone here was like an imposter?
You mean they're not who they pretended to be?
Precisely.
Someone we thought we could trust.
Of course.
Why do you say that?
Well, it would make a lot of sense.
But don't you see? It couldn't have been any of us that murdered Serafina. We were all here.
I know.
And then Matilda and I... Matilda? Matilda! She's gone.
Gone?
This can't be happening. This can't be happening.
Why not? It's just another power
A
failure.
very convenient power failure. There's someone else here, and they've got Matilda. Matilda!
Lydia, I'm sure she's just gone up to her room.
As scared as she was, she just goes up to her room? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay, no more screaming.
Quickly, Lydia, get behind me.
I said no screaming.
Who are you?
You don't know? She does.
I don't.
That's odd. I'm Reed Mace.
No, that's impossible. You can't be.
Calm yourself, Lydia. If he wanted to kill us, he would have done it by now.
What do you want?
See, lady, I ain't the only killer around here.
And we're supposed to believe that?
I don't care what you believe.
I bet it's Matilda.
It's not Matilda. You killed Serafina.
So?
I'll put an end to this.
No, get away from me.
You can't get away from me.
Don't come any closer.
You can't escape me.
This can't be happening. No.
You're the one who sent for Reed Mace.
No.
And now I have arrived.
No. You're not Reed Mace. That's just the name for the cattails I got from the florist.
That's what I thought. That's what I was counting on you to say.
What? You're not dead? You both are? You both are going to finish me off like the others?
I'm afraid you're right, Lydia. You're finished. But remember I said there would be no more murders? Lieutenant?
And you.
No, wait, don't!
Serafina?
All right, I got the breakers back on.
Serafina, you're not dead?
Good guess.
Did you have to manhandle me so roughly?
Oh, you loved it, and you know it.
I tried to get you to leave with us.
I'm sorry, Miss Thibodeau. We had to get you out of the room.
But you don't think that I
Killed the others? Oh, of course. It simply had to be you.
I couldn't have.
The only thing I couldn't figure out was whether you had an accomplice or not. When you said that you got the cattails from the florist, then it fell into place. It was the florist who called here, wasn't it?
The florist?
It would make sense. Lydia couldn't take a chance being seen going down to the cave and bringing back the cattails, so she ordered them and had them delivered here.
And had the florist call here.
What story did you come up with to get the florist to whisper into the phone like that?
You don't have anything on me. You're not getting anything on me.
All we have to do is talk to the florists in town. There can't be more than 2 or 3 around here. And my guess is that a cattail bouquet is a pretty unusual order. I'm sure they'll remember you.
I didn't think you'd get that far. I told the florist that we had a little mystery going on out here. She was to call and whisper that Reed Mace was coming. It was to be our little joke.
But why whisper it?
To receive the exact deduction that she got from Lieutenant McCoy.
You mean that it was someone everyone knew disguising that voice?
I believe that was your conclusion, and while everyone was looking at everyone else, nobody would have guessed it was a complete stranger on the phone.
No one but you.
But the poison in the cup. Widow Spider.
The poison was simply placed in Clark's cup. Lydia needed to set up a distraction so that she could make it look as if her own life were in danger. And as far as the spider, let's talk about that whole incident. I announced that someone had found gold in the cave. You already knew that it was Joyce who had found it. So when she came in carrying the pouch with the nugget, you jumped up and tried to grab it.
But I don't get it. If the spider was already dead, then it couldn't have hurt the doctor. Then her little 7 dwarves scheme wouldn't have gone anywhere.
Oh, I don't think the spider was ever meant to hurt Joyce. She just wanted it to look that way. Oh, and there never was a 7 dwarves murder scheme.
So then there wasn't a scheme as to who got murdered next?
Oh, Lydia did have a pattern, all right. Anyways, when Joyce came in carrying the pouch, Lydia saw this as her chance to make it look as if her own life were in danger. So she jumped up and grabbed the pouch and began to open it. What were you gonna do? Throw the spider on the ground and stomp on it, making it appear that you had just killed it?
You and your twist ties.
And I believe that Lydia put that book in Clark's room. If I hadn't made the connection, I'm sure she would have offered it. It was her little red herring, I'm afraid.
Okay, I agree with you so far, but 2 things still bother me. How could have she killed off everyone else without making herself the prime suspect?
Oh, I'm sure the last murder was meant to look like a suicide. A note proclaiming something along the lines of admitting guilt for the murder and then taking one's own life. The last victim was to be Matilda.
But what was the pattern then? If it wasn't the 7 dwarves, then what was it?
I got my clue from the curse. The line, they find death as by their name. The victims were to be killed in order of their names, their last names.
But the first victim was Mr. Quinton, and the third was Miss Ipswich. That's not alphabetical.
Oh, it was something of a private joke to Lydia. The order of the suspects would have to be Quinton, Underwood, Ipswich, Lytton, and Thibodeau, or Quilt.
Quilt, of course! The curse of the crazy Quilt Club!
That's why we had to act fast with Serafina. That's where I got the idea for our own little suicide. I had portrayed the lieutenant to play Mr. Mace, however.
Sorry about that. The thing is, my boys had already caught Miss Lytton before you told us to get there, so we just filled in on your plan instead.
And I wasn't about to be left out of the fun. I also figured that I would be the last person Lydia would suspect.
You gave me something of a start as well. Now, let's get to the reasoning behind the murders.
Oh, this ought to be good.
The gold, of course.
I'm afraid it's a bit more complicated than that. Some people had thought that the killer had already done away with Blanche Kendall, but I suppose that in reality, Blanche Kendall was one of the ladies who was in residence here. And I figured that if I had figured this out, so had the killer. This way, she would in effect be killing 2 birds with 1 stone, getting rid of the beneficiaries and the benefactor. Now, I figured that if Blanche Kendall was one of the ladies in residence here, it would be somebody trying to hide her philanthropical tendencies, her kind nature, someone who was a bit of a crab.
Serafina?
Kind nature?
And who's always giving the odds on the situations here? You said that Blanche Kendall was good with numbers. I'll bet you 10 to 5 that you're Blanche Kendall.
No bet.
All right. Let's get a move on. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law.
This would have worked if you hadn't been here.
Oh, don't kid yourself. If I wasn't already here, the minute that Joyce told me about this, I would have shown up.
All right. Let's get a move on. Thank you again for your contributions, Miss Blathers. You have the right to legal counsel. If you don't have an attorney, one will be provided to you.
You know, you saved my life and Matilda's.
I'm kind of glad about that myself.
I'm more than thankful. Anything you want, and it's yours.
Well, there is one thing.
Anything.
I've kind of grown to like this place. I'd consider it a great favor if you'd allow me to move in.
Of course.
You want to live here?
Well, like you said before, I seem to attract murders, and you can imagine what that does to property values. And some landlords find it a bit difficult to rent to me.
Oh, I don't think that'll be a problem here.
Hold it. Protocol demands a vote. Okay. I hereby call this meeting to order. Any old business?
I hereby place Veronica
That's
Blather's
new
name in the...
business. Sit down.
What difference does it make?
We're talking old business.
You're talking old business.
I can personally vouch for Aunt Veronica's character.
But I haven't recognized Serafina yet.
You know me.
We're still on old business.
Your old business.
Can I say something?
Not until you have the floor.
She's always been power hungry.
I have not. And everybody, stop standing!